The last thing I wanted to talk about was the trended credit data. Trended credit data is something that Fannie and Freddie have been working on for really 2 years now. And in the past, what people would do is they'd make their payment on time, and that would be recorded on their credit profile. So they'd make January, February, March, they'd miss April, and they only knew if it was on time or not on time. They didn't know the balance. They didn't know, did you pay more than the minimum payment? They didn't know any of that. They just knew, did you pay it or not? Was it late or not? Well, now what they're going to know, they're now going to know how much did you pay? Did you pay the minimum? Did you pay more than the minimum? What was the balance on that account when you made the payment? So this is the trended credit data that they're now going to look at. So there's going to be less fluctuations in credit scores based on the utilization ratio. So, and that's good and bad. So that's good because good people will have more of a consistent good credit score, but people who are bad will not be able to quickly turn it around and improve their score quickly through the utilization ratio. So this is going to limit some people from, I guess, gaming the system, if you want to call it that. But it actually allows Fannie and Freddie to look more closely at how have you really paid in the past, not just on time anymore. How much are you paying? Are you paying more than the minimum? Are you leaving a high balance on there or a low balance? And depending on the reporting date, so this is kind of what the trended credit data looks like, but depending on the reporting date, which we talked about before, and I thought that was the next slide, but I apologize it's not. So how do you know your reporting date? Your reporting date is the date that the information goes from the creditor to the repository. It's different on every account. But what you can do is you can watch your statement, and a lot of times if you go online and look at your credit card statement, you'll see the current charges, right? And as a month goes by, it gets longer and longer. And then the next day that you come in, they're all gone, right? And then that information is on the previous statement. Okay? So that date before is the reporting date. It's the date the information goes from the creditor to the repository. Now, it won't always be the same as the due date. Okay? The due date and the statement date are different. So if you're due on the 15th and your statement date goes on the 3rd, every month that goes by, you're going to be showing a higher balance than you would, even if you're paying on time, okay, because of the differences between the dates. So you want to make sure you have your balances every month as low as possible prior to the reporting date.
One,